Welcome to another SOS We Are Community podcast, sharing current news and information with the community we serve from the VidPod studio in downtown Parksville. I'm Alyssa Alexander, SOS Communications Manager. So today we're speaking with Elaine Deal, Emergency Assistance and Advocacy Coordinator, and then we're going to speak with Leah Snobelin, our Oceanside Task Force on Homelessness Coordinator. So we're going to start with Elaine. The Emergency Assistance and Advocacy Program provides support in cases of hardship and unexpected financial emergencies. The coordinator, Elaine, also provides support for people to achieve self-sufficiency, and she advocates for them on their behalf. Welcome, Elaine.
Thank you.
So tell me, what are some of the issues facing adults in the community today, and how do you support them?
The adults in our community right now are really facing hunger, and homelessness is the main key. Hunger, we certainly help with grocery vouchers, that kind of thing, and also make sure that they're getting whatever they can by their income assistance program, by the food bank, the soup kitchen, and we certainly don't duplicate everything, but when they have an emergency, that's something unexpected, that's when we come in. We're their emergency assistance.
So tell me, what's some of the advocacy support that you provide?
Advocacy is a pretty big one as far as helping them apply for income assistance. Not me personally, but giving them the tools that they need to be able to come in and meet with a ministry worker who can fill out the application for them and get them on their way. The same with a disability. We give them a set of things that they need to get ahead of time so they're not wasting time when they see the ministry worker. Advocacy is helping clients when they don't know where to turn to, how to apply for things like income assistance, disability, anything like a child tax credit that maybe they haven't gotten because of a marital split and it's got to change from one parent to the other, helping them apply for those kind of things, giving them a list of things that they do need to bring in order to apply for stuff like that.
Sounds good. So if people need household items, clothing, that kind of thing, are we able to utilize the thrift shop for those types of things?
Yes, whenever we need to help someone with items like clothing that is not going to be somewhere else in our community, we definitely have the thrift shop provide it for them, and we give vouchers for that.
So you also facilitate the District 69 Affordable Housing Program. So that's for local workers in the tourism accommodation sector. So tell me about that program.
Well, that program is awesome program, and very thankful to the Parksville Qualicum Tourism Association. They are providing the funding from taxes and fees that they get from the resorts and hotels, motels in our area, Parksville Qualicum area, and the people that work there then are getting the benefit of this program. So we are allowed to give up to $3,000 a year in rental assistance to those people. They do go through a program with me to qualify with their income and their expenses, and have to prove to me that they're still working in that sector. And it can be someone on the front desk. It could be someone that works in the cafe that's attached to that hotel. It could be yard work. It could be house cleaning. Those all kinds of things that if they're working for that hotel, motel in whatever way, then we can help them with, like I said, up to $3,000 a year in rent assistance.
Nice. So how helpful is the Emergency Assistance Program for families?
Families are the ones that need a lot of groceries. They need a lot of support for applying to other things. Sometimes they need rent help, and we give them a list or a phone call, a phone number of where to turn to. So it's not something that we can actually, besides the grocery vouchers and things that we do, there's other parts in our community that are very helpful, and we direct them to go and where to go to and where to call.
Awesome. So you provide a lot of resources to them.
A lot of resources, yeah.
Okay, great. So you also facilitate the Recreation Assistance for Children and Youth program. What can you tell me about that?
That is the same thing. We go through a qualifying interview and for low-income families, and well, not necessarily low-income families, but they have no extra money left over after all the expenses are paid. And in this day and age, a lot of them are in the negative. So they're not paying bills, they're not paying loan payments is the big thing. So they certainly don't have enough money to pay for sports for their kids. So the SOS appreciates that the kids need to get in there and have their activities and not be unable to be able to play the sports that the other kids do. So we help facilitate that. We apply to grant organizations. Right now, the main ones we use are Kids Sport and Athletics for Kids. And we help with the applications for that and send them away for approval. And then when things fall a little bit short, the SOS also supplies their own funding to help top it up. And we also do the Regional District of Nanaimo sports and activities that we have every year, which we usually have spring, fall, summer. We help pay for those as well.
Awesome. And then as part of your Emergency Assistance and Advocacy program, you also have a school supply component. What can you tell me about that?
Yes, we have a backpack program with school supplies that TELUS sends us. I've been receiving them now for the past couple years, and it's backpacks that are full of school supplies. So it's awesome. The kids just love it, and the parents too.
That's great. So what about the housing situation? How do we help people that are struggling to find housing?
Well, we at the advocacy, we do help with applying for BC Housing, Bolinas Housing, give them all the tools that they need to bring in to finish that application and send it off. Unfortunately, it could be 6 months to 6 years before they actually get a place from BC Housing, and we encourage them to be proactive themselves in looking for their own place. Try and help them with phone calls, places that are property management companies that they can call up, that kind of thing. So we help that way. And if they just can't find a place, then we direct them to other resources in our community that they could probably tap into and get some ideas on where to go.
And I understand there's also the Parksville Qualicum Home Share program through HappyPad that people can sign up for to try and find home sharing in the region.
Yes, home sharing is becoming a big thing because of the housing problem. People are either renting rooms out of somebody else's house if they can't, find one themselves or can't afford it themselves. But the HappyPad program is new to us this year, and it connects people that have a room to rent or a house to rent or an RV to rent with the people that are looking for those kind of places. So they match the person personality-wise, what they do in a day. Do they work? Do they stay home? Do they stay up late? Matches it to the person that is trying to rent the place out.
Nice. That's great. Thanks for all the information, Elaine.
You're welcome, Lisa.
So if anyone wants any more information on anything we spoke about today, you can visit our website or you can call Elaine to set up an appointment. Leah is the coordinator of the Oceanside Task Force on Homelessness, which SOS is a member organization. And Leah's position is based at SOS. Welcome, Leah.
Thanks, Lisa.
What is the Oceanside Task Force on Homelessness?
So the Oceanside Task Force on Homelessness was established in 2010 by the city of Parksville, and those dedicated to eradicating homelessness and the stigma surrounding it in Oceanside.
So one of the projects of the Oceanside Task Force on Homelessness is the Project Connect Health Fair, which is coming up. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so this is an annual event, and this is the 11th year we'll be hosting the event. And it aims to connect those experiencing or at risk of experiencing homelessness in our community with health and wellness services and resources. And this year it will be on Monday, October 7th, from 12 to 3 at the Parksville Community Center on Mill Street.
Great. So could you tell us which organizations will be participating in the fair this year and what kind of services will be available?
Yeah, so we're still confirming who's going to be at the event, but we're, as in previous years, we're seeking health services such as hearing screening and healthcare screening. We also have veterinary services for health and wellness for pets as well as foot care. We hope to have someone there to do haircuts and maybe even some photography, portrait photography we've had in the past. And then as well as having representatives from the different service organizations so that they can connect with those that need it.
Great. So how needed is the Project Connect Health Fair in our region?
So the number of those experiencing homelessness in our community is definitely growing. To put some kind of statistics to it, there is a point-in-time homeless count that is funded by the province of British Columbia every few years. So we've had it here in Parksville and Qualicum area. The last one was in 2023, where they counted 103 people that were experiencing homelessness. Now that count is based on a 24-hour period in a given region. So it really is whoever connects with the people doing that count at that time. So that number is always considered to be lower than what the actual number of people experiencing homelessness in an area it likely is. Also, so to put this in perspective, numbers-wise, too, in 2018, there was only 42 people that were recorded in the point-in-time count. So that means that we've over doubled the number of people experiencing homelessness in our area in the last 6 years. So those numbers might seem high to people, but that's because a lot of the homeless here in Oceanside is hidden. So that includes people that are living in their vehicles, that might be staying in hotels temporarily, but that don't have permanent housing, as well as people that are living on the streets or maybe couch surfing or moving from place to place. And we also have a very large number of people who are underhoused, so their living situations are not stable or safe. They might not have access to proper like water or electricity, or their housing may be under-insulated. So the idea of homeless might be different than the stereotypical someone that is just sleeping on the street. It's a lot of other forms of homeless in our community as well.
Right. And a lot of people think that homeless people are just passing through. Is that the case?
Yeah, I definitely hear that a lot of people think, oh, let's just send them back to the cities where they come from. Now, the 2023 homeless count actually showed that 94% of those that responded had been in the community for at least a year, and that 25% of the people had actually been here their whole lives. So it's definitely a community problem and not a problem that's just overflowing from the larger cities.
So how can residents support the Project Connect Health Fair and vulnerable residents in our area?
Yeah, so if you're a business owner or you work for an organization that'd like to participate, or you have items that maybe you can donate for giveaway items at the event, we'd love to hear from you. Also, if you'd like to come and help volunteer at the event, maybe greet people at the door or help with, we will have some food available. So I would be happy to hear from you as well.
That's great. Thank you, Leah.
Okay.
So if anyone's interested in helping out, you can contact Leah on the email and phone number that you see on your screen now. So thanks everybody for coming in and giving us all this information. For more information, you can find everything on our website. And don't forget to follow our social media pages for our latest news and information. We'll see you next month.